What is up, YouTube? This is Radiant Sealer, and I'm here with another Star Wars Destiny deck profile. This is a deck that I created, the entire deck I created like a few weeks ago, but yesterday I got the chance to test it using an eJango with regular General Grievous. So, the first thing I want to say about this deck is that it has a lot of flexibility since it can go both eJango regular Grievous or Elite Grievous regular Jango. It is totally up to you which of these you would like the more. I am personally running the eJango because of his activation ability, and his die require more, I think, with this deck to resolve plus modifiers of range die than Grievous melee dice do. Also, Grievous steals people's equipment, so he doesn't actually need that much equipment in the entire deck. In the deck for him, you can build more equipment around Jango. So that is why I think Grievous at 1 die and Jango at 2 could be the best. I'm using the Rebel War Room battlefield, which says claim, resolve one of your dice. If it has a resource cost, you do not have to pay it. So you use this with, for example, Grievous's melee die, or with one of the many equipment dice that cost in this deck. So yeah, that's pretty good. The thing I like the most about this deck is that it has maybe only 20 health. That isn't actually that much in the current meta. But the good thing here is that Jango and Grievous are both the guys that your opponent will want to kill. They're like, oh god, who am I gonna... Everyone I've played are like, oh god, who am I gonna kill? I don't know. Grievous will steal all of my lightsabers, but Jango will just keep shooting me down. It's so frustrating to play against. And I know for a fact because I played myself against my girlfriend using this deck, and I got completely whooped because this deck, oh god, I didn't know who to go for. I ended up going for Jango because of the 2 dice, but then Grievous ended up stealing 2 of my lightsabers, and I was like, so that's not good. So yeah, that's one of the good things about this deck. So I'll take you down the deck list. I'm running 1 disarm for controlling your opponent's dice, their equipment. It's mostly good against the Jedi decks with the lightsabers, but it can also remove Datapad, which is showing up in a lot of decks. And of course it can remove Civ Holocron, which is perfect. So I'm running the stable for me in red decks is 2 logistics. It allows you to resolve one of your dice if you still control Grievous, or another red character, but in this case Grievous, and increase the resources gained by 1. So basically this allows you to put another upgrade into play during your first turn if you roll a resource. This is why I think it's good and why you should be running 2 in every red deck. I'm using 2, he doesn't like you. Remove one of your dice to remove an opponent's die. This is a good control card. Since you get to control which card is removed from your opponent's side of the field, it has a lot of potential. And since you might, yeah, like every round you roll a blank, that's just how this game works by now, I think, unless you do all-time god rolls, which no one does. So this one allows you to come out of a bad situation into a better one. 2 Electroshock is also dice controlling. It allows you to pay 1 to spot a yellow character, which means you must have Jango alive with this deck to use it. And then remove a die showing a character, yeah, you gotta spot Jango, I said. And then remove a die showing a value of 2 or lower. Specials count as 0, so when when you see that Holocron special, the Force Throw special, yeah, use this, get rid of the specials. The speeder bike special would also like really make your opponent like, oh man, why you gotta do that? So yeah, Electroshock, good card. I'm running 2 all-in with this deck. It's incredibly offensive, and because of Jango's ability to keep activating every time your opponent does, you can like roll Jango in the late game and then all-in right afterwards. If you're lucky, you'll blast for like 12 damage and just remove a character with this combo. Incredibly powerful. Right, the support cards, I'm running 1 Underworld Connections. This is one you want during the early game to place down and keep getting resources, because it takes your action to exhaust it and then gain a resource. Basically what it says is play with 3 resources instead of 2 per turn. And since this deck has a lot of free cost upgrades, I think it's a pretty good card. I would only place this at 1, and I might argue that it could be replaced by something better. I just haven't found that better card yet. But the resource management is pretty decent from it. So, running 2 backup muscle, you place 3 damage on it as you play it, and then by your action you can exhaust it to move that damage onto an opponent's character, or one of your own actually. It ignores shields, as is said here in the parenthesis. So the good thing here is that it ignores the shields, so you can place the damage, which means that Dooku, for example, can't get to launch his discard 1, get a shield effect, which makes this card pretty good. You can kill someone off using this, even if they are 3 shields, so that's, yeah, pretty stable for villain decks, I think, to use that. I'm running 2 Infamous, because this deck wanna keep taking turns. It wants to keep busting out the yellow cards and then gain the ambush from this card. And this card says when you play a yellow card, exhaust his supports to give it the ambush keyword, and ambush means take another turn. So you put down a good upgrade, or you play he doesn't like you, and then you get the turn again, so you can get to really benefit. And if that was your last move for the turn, claim the battlefield, resolve a die, and then go for the win during next turn as you start off. Right, going into the dice supports, we have 1 black market. The black market is here because of its draw 2 cards and play an upgrade from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1 special, which allows you to play a lot of the cards in this deck for free, and even more for prices that are just ridiculous. This is a 2-cost flamethrower if you get lucky, and the draw 2 cards is so good if you roll this during the first turn of your round. It also has a +2 ranged, a 2 focus, a 2 armor, a resource, and 1 special and a blank. So what you want here is the focus and the special, or of course the +2 range, but that's not really the focus. This isn't here to do damage, this is here to help you get what you want from your other cards, and that's exactly what it does. Okay, and 1 speeder bike scout. This is an incredible card that I only just got my hands on yesterday, and ever since I got it, it's been like, wow, this card has won me every game I've played. The special says remove a die, you may take 1 additional action. So it basically is an ambush card without the ambush keyword listed with it, and it removes a die, so you get to take out those annoying specials or far too high melee damage rounds from like Vader or another Grievous and Han Solo, DL-44s. It deals with launch bay. That's just how good it is. And the other side's a grade 2, it's like 2 range, 3 range for 1, a disrupt and a shield, and a blank. And a special, of course, but I already mentioned that. So it has a lot of damage potential and a lot of control potential. The only thing I don't really like here is the disrupt, and the rest is just very good. I could argue that you could run 2 speeder bike scouts and no black markets, or 2 speeder bike scouts and not underworld connections. So getting 2 of these might be a priority for the deck, but at the time I'm trying out 1 because it's a free cost, so it takes 1.5 turns to play. By regular resource management definitions. Right, we're heading into the upgrades now. We have 2 0-cost Hunker Down. This is like one of the best cards in the game right now, especially since people have found out that the Vader Raider deck isn't as potent as they thought it would be, so they're building these range decks and have no way of getting rid of Hunker Down easily, aside from Disarm, which would then cost them a resource for something that you didn't pay for, and that's good. So it's a 0-cost upgrade you put on one of your characters, and it says if attached character takes melee damage, discard this upgrade. So again, that's why it has become better after people started building more range decks. It's by an action, you can exhaust this upgrade to give your character 1 shield. So you can basically junk these down on Grievous and start building him up as a tank, and your opponent will be like, man, I gotta focus him, I gotta take away those dealing annoying things. But he keeps on getting the shields. Also, if you build up your shields on this guy, on Grievous, with Hunker Down, and you then steal a weapon, you just replace one of the Hunker Downs that you didn't even pay for and might even have gotten ambush elf from Infamous, with a lightsaber. So good, so good. 2 Stormtrooper rifles, as I like to call them. They have pretty good dice. They have a 2-for-1 ranged, +1 ranged, +2 ranged, 1 resource, special, and a blank. It has redeploy, which is very good, because then you place this on. I usually play this during round 2 or 3 when I've seen which of my characters my opponent is going to focus, and put this on the focus target, and I'm like, hey, you know, when you kill this guy, this one will still be around, and I won't have to pay for it. Okay, its special says, force an opponent to deal 2 damage to their characters, distributing damage as they wish. This is not very good against multiple character decks, but it's really good against 2 or even those very rare 1 character decks where people haven't gotten the second part of their deck yet. So, yeah, and that's actually all there is to it. There's a bit of damage. I don't like the cards that let your opponent control normally, but I think this is okay because of its modified dice. Running 2 flamethrowers is a killer in any deck with Grievous. This means that he can potentially, during a turn, roll 7 damage on 2 die. It is incredible. It has 2 melee, 4 melee for 1, which is insane, a disrupt, a resource, and the special being deal 1 damage to each of up to 3 different characters. So you can go like, hey, you know what, dude? I'm gonna flamethrower, okay? I'm gonna flamethrower your Padme double Rebel Trooper deck, and they're like, oh man, no. Or you can just have Grievous one-shot a Stormtrooper. That also works pretty well. This is crazy. Just 1 flamethrower down. You're like, turn 1, logistics, a resource from Jango. Put this in Grievous, look at your opponent in the eye and say, game? They probably wouldn't accept that, but still. So yeah, turn 1 kills for Stormtroopers, and also later game kills for just about anything else. It only takes like 3 rounds max if you roll this up to kill a character. That's a total max. So yeah, Flamethrower is damn good. Running a data pad for resource management, it is an upgrade that costs 1, which means it becomes free with Black Market. It has a 1 resource, +1 resource, a +1 resource, a special, and 2 blanks. Turn 1 of your dice to a side not showing damage. So you get to use this to roll into the specials of Flamethrower. You can use this to roll a special into the Speeder Scout bike. It's pretty damn decent. 1 in every deck, according to my opinion, if I had enough for that. Running a single promotion, it is a 1 cost upgrade, again free with Black Market. With +1 range, +1 melee, it can only be played on red characters, but the fact that it has +1 range, +1 melee is really good with a deck that already runs mixed of both, meaning that whichever you get, you can probably play it into something good. It also has a focus, a shield, and a resource and a blank. After you play this upgrade, you may draw a card. So it resupplies your hand. Hopefully you'll get something 0 cost after playing it, or you can play this for free using Black Market, as I said, making your hand more potent for the round that you are currently in. You want to use the focus to get the 4 damage out. Every focus in this deck want to get the 4 damage out on Flamethrower, basically. Yeah, that's why it's good. Running 1 on the hunt that I haven't really got to see in action yet. I just keep randomly discarding it because by the time I've drawn this in all of my games, it hasn't been that good. But it has a, like the promotion, it has a +1 range, +1 melee, a discard from opponent's hand, and 2 specials and a blank. The 2 special sides I like. It says remove all shields from a character and spend 1 resource to remove 1 of its character upgrade dice. So it can do a lot of removal. It can get rid of annoying holocrons. It can get rid of things that you really don't want to see in play right now. And against decks like Han Leia, Qui-Gon Rey, such decks, even I think Luke Akbar has a lot of shields, it's really, really good. But since most people these days are playing villains, and it's not a lot of villain characters aside from Dooku that focus down shields, it isn't that potent for the current meta, so there only 1, I think. A single DH-17 blaster pistol, which is again free with Black Market. It has 1 ranged, a 2 ranged for 1, a +2 range, and a shield. So why is this here? It is here because it is a very, very cheap extra gun that goes off during the early game. If you run this and you get it early, you'll get to see a lot of damage potential from merging this with Jango, since it'll just, you know what, I'm just going to play 1 and then play on the hunt, and then you'll have both of these, or a promotion, on your characters during the first turn. 2 upgrades is another 2 dice, and it's actually more useful than a single high upgrade during the early game, unless that high upgrade is a Flamethrower. I believe that is what I've seen, especially with the +2 range. This has gotten me so many good early hits where my opponent's been like, man, really? This is going to be a rush game, isn't it? So when you start this off, people get to think that you're playing an aggro deck, while you're actually just getting to burst off a shiza load of damage in the late game as well. 1 infantry grenades, primarily here for its special, but it has a 1 ranged, a 2 for 1 ranged, a 1 resource, and a special and 2 blanks. The special reads deal 2 damage to each of an opponent's characters and then discard this upgrade from play. So this is, again, you might play this during your turn 1 and get the special, and then just go like, boom, at least 4 damage during the first turn, and that's just from 1 card. It is also here because a lot of people I have been playing against at my locals are using free character decks. And against those free character decks, cards like Infantry Grenade and the special from Flamethrower are just hilarious to play with. I'm just going to pick these up. Alright, next card is the obligatory jetpack. Run this at 2 if you can. If you have 2, take out the infantry grenade, place in another jetpack, and be a happy guy. It has +2 range, +3 ranged, 1 disrupt, 2 armor, and special. The special says remove a die showing melee damage and give attached character a shield. This is so incredibly good, or at least it used to be. The thing about the jetpack is that while people have switched into the range decks, as previously mentioned, the remove melee damage isn't really that good anymore. I've sometimes had to use this now, playing against primarily ranged, to remove one of my own dice and get a shield if I really needed that shield. Otherwise I'm just like, meh, jetpack, I'm gonna reroll that and see if I can get damage. Which is where it shines through, because this thing on Jango is a 5 damage per turn combo, and that's just with those. If you add up some of the other upgrades, it's easily an 8 damage per turn combo using Jango and this. But the special in its own is sort of specific towards villain blue decks. I don't even know Dooku Jabba if they use that much of melee anymore, if they've gone... Mine has gone completely into abilities almost, so that's just specials, and yeah. So, don't know how good it'll stay. Hopefully we'll get to see some more cards that this can be played well against, because it has a lot of potential in the right meta. Alright, the blaster rifle. It is another 3-cost upgrade with a 2, a +3 range, a disrupt, a resource, and a special. The special is the same as the lightsaber here, which is why I love it. It has better sides than the lightsaber in my opinion. I personally prefer modifiers to 3-for-1. And it has the same special. Also disrupt, which can be disruptive of your opponent's turn. Yeah, I kind of like it. Place it down on Jango, and hopefully you'll get to roll a lot of damage. Right, the Grievous only upgrade that makes people want to shiver. It's the Commanding Presence. It requires a red character only. It has a 1 focus, a 2 focus, which is awesome, 2 disrupt, 1 resource, and 2 specials, so it has no blank. So the special says choose a red die. If it's your die, resolve it, increasing its value by 2. If it's an opponent's die, remove it. So this has a lot of control, and it has a lot of damage. It's like, oh, increased value of Grievous is 3 melee for 2. Okay, so you put this down and you get 5 damage from Grievous. That's pretty good. Okay, and it has a 2 focus. Okay, that's just crazy. The 2 focus in this deck, if you have both flamethrowers, means 8 damage. That's insane for 1 die. And a few resources, of course. The resources are never actually a problem in this deck, as I mentioned during the start. So yeah, that was my Grievous Jango deck. Hopefully I've mentioned most of the combos. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. You can follow me at Twitter, at twitter.com/RadiantSealer. Find me on Facebook using my real name, Alexander Markland from Denmark. And make sure if you have anything, keep asking and I'll keep posting more videos. So thanks a lot for watching YouTube, and I'll hopefully see you again. Bye!